So I've tried Amazon FBA for the past 3 years now, and in this video I'm going to be showing you exactly how much money I've made in that time, as well as my honest thoughts as to whether I think that online arbitrage is actually worth starting still in 2025. So let's get into it. So let me bring you back all the way to the start when I first started Amazon back in September of 2022. So at the time I'd actually just started university. I was going to study software engineering, which had been kind of my lifelong dream really, pretty much since I was like 6-7 years old. I knew that I wanted to go into software, or at least something kind of tech or science related. And yeah, this was my whole life plan. Since I was like 13 or 14 years old though, I'd also had quite an interest in kind of business and making money online. I just always wanted money to move out, to be honest. And during my years at sixth form, it was COVID at the time, so I wasn't actually going to school. I had my A-levels in kind of a weird way where they just kind of decided your grades for you. So I had a lot of free time, and in that time I started kind of reselling clothing. And I was just doing various kind of business ventures to just get my money up, basically. I managed to make a little bit of money from that, and when I started uni, I thought, okay, this is like maybe enough to just kind of get me through uni, but I realized that I didn't really want to do that, where I was just kind of spending all the money I'd made and I'd just basically leave uni penniless pretty much. So I wanted to start something else whilst I was at uni to just kind of pay the bills whilst I was at uni, just make a grand or two a month to kind of go out and enjoy myself basically. And I was kind of in two minds. It was either going to be Amazon FBA or reselling shoes like Jordan 4s, Jordan 1s, stuff like that. And at the time, kind of reselling shoes, it was falling off basically. People just weren't really doing it. It wasn't really as big of a thing as it once was. And I knew a couple friends of mine that had been doing Amazon FBA for a few years now, and they'd had quite a lot of success with it. So I decided to just kind of go full pelt into that and just pretty much dedicate every free moment of time to learning Amazon FBA and figuring out how I can make it work for me as well. So that's basically how I decided to start and how I first heard about Amazon FBA. So now it was just time to kind of get started and find my first product. The first product I ever sold on Amazon was this kind of sensory ball kids toy. I don't even know quite what it was, basically a thing for small children to play with. And I broke even. I didn't even make any money on this. I'd found it from hours of searching and B&M to try and find some profitable stock to sell, but truth be told, I didn't really know what I was doing. And it was a little disheartening seeing that, not really making any money from my first sale, but I knew there was definitely potential in this business model, so I kept pushing forward. And 6 months later, I feel like I really mastered it because I managed to make £10,000 in profit in a single month. After I did that, I was basically like, if I can make 10 grand in profit, not sales, actual profit in a month from this business, and I've only been doing this 6 months, why on earth am I at uni paying basically that in tuition each year to then go and get a job out of uni and make about 30-40 grand? Because when I was younger, when I first wanted to get into software, it was 150k starting salary. It seemed like an amazing career to get into, but with AI and everything else, it just seemed a little bit more uncertain. So I just went for it and I dropped out of uni after the first year and decided to just do Amazon full time. And pretty much since then, I have not looked back. It's been about 3 years and probably about 2 weeks since I first got my first ever sale of that sensory ball on Amazon. And in that time, I've made nearly £660,000 in profit just from selling items, which is absolutely insane, being that I literally started this to just make a grand or two each month, and it snowballed to a point where I'm making about 30 grand a month in profit every single month from this business. And the best part is so much of it is outsourced now that it's not like I have to work 14 hours a day or whatever, not like when I first started the business. It's so hands off, it almost doesn't feel real. In my best month ever last year, I did about 50 grand in profit, and it's just changed my life completely. And obviously the money is great, don't get me wrong, but it's just kind of numbers in the screen. But what that really means for my life is it's allowed me to buy an absolutely amazing car, pretty much my dream car, a bright blue BMW. It's also allowed me just in the past couple months to buy a house as well, a 3-bed house, completely in cash, no mortgage or anything at all. It's completely actually mine, which is insane. Because if you remember what I said earlier in this video, the whole reason I ever started kind of making money online was always just to kind of move out and kind of live the life that I wanted to have. Being able to afford a 3-bed house at this age in cash is something few people can only dream of. It's absolutely insane what I've managed to do. On top of that, I've probably been to 20 plus countries in the past couple of years. If I was to make a list, I probably would forget some. I've been on that many kind of trips. and it's all paid for by the business, all through just cash back from buying stock. So I've not even had to pay for the pleasure of going to all these beautiful places. I've met so many amazing people as well. I mean, literally right now, I'm out here in Belfast with my social media team. And, you know, there's just so much good stuff has come to me through Amazon FBA. Compared to the life I could be living where I'd be stuck at a university in the same kind of town I've always grown up in, just doing a course that, at this point, AI is basically better than anyone that's currently doing that software engineering course. Yeah, I think I've really picked the right decision. Revenue-wise as well, for the business, I've done about £4.7 million in revenue in just the past 3 years. Like, that's multiple 7 figures of like stuff, which is just nuts. Like, that is just so much money for kind of a 22-year-old guy who started a business at his kind of flat at the time, just working from his living room. And it's now scaled to the point where I still work just from home, from my house, but I have a whole kind of warehouse working for me. I have all these systems in place. It's a complex business it is kind of transformed into, but yeah, crazy stuff. And for most people that do e-commerce, like if you've ever seen those Shopify screenshots on Instagram or whatever that people post, most people just post the revenue. I don't like to focus on that. I think the profit is what actually matters. That's why I say, oh, I've made 600 or whatever £1,000 in profit. But to the fact that I could post genuinely an almost £5 million revenue screenshot. Like, if you saw that on Instagram, you'd probably think I own a Lambo or something like that. And to be fair, if I was extremely financially irresponsible, I could own a Lambo, but gotta build assets first before I go spending stupid money on things like that. Now, if you would like to learn from me as an experienced Amazon seller who has been doing this for several years now, there is a link down below in the video description where you can learn more about my mentorship program, which for this month is on offer for just £290 per month. So what am I planning for the future? What am I kind of gonna go and do from here? I mean, clearly Amazon FBA has been working really, really well the past few years, and I do think that I will continue to do it. I mean, I see no reason why I wouldn't. It's still making me good money. I don't think I would ever stop it unless it started losing me money, but I can't see that happening anytime soon, especially with all the new kind of techniques that I'm learning almost every day in the business in how to just improve what we're buying and what we're sourcing. Kind of my whole goal of not just my Amazon business, but my whole life of making money in general has been to buy a house. So I'd be lying if I said that it's not slightly demotivating almost that I've kind of done that. I'm like, all right, I'm home free, got a house. What else is there? But I'm not gonna stop doing it. I'm definitely gonna keep doing it. Haven't really planned further than that. I probably want to diversify a little bit, maybe start some other businesses. I do have a bit of a side hustle going on at the moment that I don't really want to talk about because it's just unrelated to Amazon. But maybe some property investments or something like that would be quite cool. As for kind of revenue goals from here, I would like to hit the kind of £3 to £4 million mark in revenue yearly. Definitely getting to that sort of point would be great, but yeah, it just requires kind of more work and more just purchasing. Just got to keep kind of funneling money into the business and yeah, not get too trigger happy on any expensive purchases for kind of outside of the business sort of stuff. There you have it. Those are my results after doing Amazon FBA for 3 years. Over the past 3 years, I've made pretty much every mistake you could possibly make, and I've lost a whole bunch of money in the process. But I have definitely learned a lot about this business model. So if you want to avoid those mistakes that cost you thousands of pounds, then I have something for you. My mentorship has helped dozens of sellers change their lives through Amazon FBA. And this month, I'm offering an exclusive deal where you can get one-to-one coaching, group sessions, introduction to a wholesale supplier, access to exclusive bits of software, and so much more, all for just £290 per month. Finally, like and subscribe if you found this video interesting, and click up here to watch how you can start your Amazon FBA business from scratch if it's not something you're doing already.